So, let's talk about dyslexia, but maybe not in the way you're used to hearing about it. We often think of it as a learning disability, but what if that's the wrong frame entirely? What if it's actually a different way of thinking, a unique wiring that, with the right tools, unlocks a kind of superpower? Okay, let's get into it.
You know, the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche had this idea that to really unlock our minds, we needed to get our bodies moving. And it's not just some old philosophical thought, right? A Stanford University study actually backed this up, finding that walking can boost our creative output by over 80%. It seems like physical movement can literally break down the walls to our best ideas.
But what if the wall isn't something you can just walk around? For millions of people, the real barrier isn't physical, it's cognitive. It's the challenge of decoding letters on a page, a hurdle that can stand between a truly brilliant mind and its ability to absorb and express knowledge.
To really get this, we need to dive into a puzzle that has fascinated neuroscientists for decades. They call it the dyslexia paradox.
This quote from an MIT neuroscientist really gets to the heart of it. See, reading is a super recent invention for humans. Our brains didn't evolve with a special reading module. Instead, we had to repurpose parts of our brain that were originally for other things, like vision and language. So if there's no single reading center, what in the world is actually going on?
Well, research from Boston University gives us a huge clue. For most of us, when we hear this same sound over and over, our brain adapts. It starts to work less hard. But the dyslexic brain doesn't do that. It treats each sound like it's brand new, which means it's constantly working overtime, creating this huge mental overhead. It's not about a lack of effort. It's a fundamental difference in how it processes the world. And that neurological difference creates a massive, real-world challenge in a society like ours that is totally built on the printed word.
I mean, just look at this. Imagine this is what you face every single day. For someone with dyslexia, a simple page of text can feel exactly like this, a giant, overwhelming wave of words crashing down on you. It's just an exhausting battle to decode all those symbols before you can even begin to understand them.
Let's make this super concrete. Take the staggering case of Davis Graham. When he had to read in the standard way, his speed was just 69 words per minute, and his comprehension was in the first percentile. But, and this is the amazing part, when he used assistive tech like text-to-speech and the ebook library Bookshare, his performance shot up to 450 words per minute, with 98th percentile comprehension. I mean, wow! The potential was always there, just locked behind that printed word hurdle.
So, how do we get over that hurdle? Well, the key is using technology that completely bypasses the visual struggle and taps directly into the brain's incredibly powerful auditory network. It's called text-to-speech, or TTS. It basically takes us back to our first language, listening. By turning written words into spoken audio, it lets the brain just soak up information auditorily. And services like Bookshare have used this to open up a library of over 1.4 million books, freeing up all that mental energy that was being wasted on just decoding.
And here's why it is so ridiculously effective. The average person talks at about 160 words per minute. But our brains can understand spoken language at around 400 words per minute. That is more than double the speed. Look at that gap. TTS lets you consume information at a speed that actually matches your brain's true power, not the slow, mechanical pace of reading.
Okay, so that covers taking information in, but what about the other side of the coin? What about getting your own brilliant ideas out into the world?
Well, that's where speech-to-text, or STT, comes into play. It's the exact opposite of TTS. You talk, and the technology types for you. Simple as that. It just removes that barrier between your thoughts and the blank page, so you don't have to worry about spelling or the slow mechanics of typing. And how much of a difference are we talking about? Get this. A Stanford University study found that dictating is a stunning 3 times faster than typing on a smartphone. Just think about that kind of productivity gain, getting your ideas down as fast as you can think them.
And here's the real kicker. It's not just faster, it's actually more accurate. That same Stanford study, it found speech-to-text had a 20.4% lower error rate than even skilled human typists, so you get speed and precision. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so now we've got a way to take in information at lightning speed and express it just as quickly. But there's one final step, making sure that what you've captured is polished, professional, and grammatically perfect. And this is where it all comes together. Look at the left. That's the raw dictated text. The great ideas are all there, but it's a little rough around the edges. Then, with one simple prompt to an AI assistant, it becomes the text on the right. It's the same core idea, but boom, it's instantly transformed into clear, professional writing. This is the final piece of the superpower puzzle.
And the key to this is a surprisingly simple little prompt. By just asking an AI to proofread for punctuation and grammar, you're telling it to be a sophisticated editor. It cleans up the structure without changing your original meaning, your tone, or your ideas. It preserves your voice.
So let's put it all together into a practical game plan. This is the new Superpower workflow. Step 1, you consume information 2 to 3 times faster with text-to-speech. Step 2, you express your own knowledge 3 times faster using speech-to-text. And step 3, you refine it all instantly with a little help from AI. And let's be really clear about this. This isn't about finding a crutch. This is about using technology to demolish performance barriers. It lets the focus shift from the mechanics of reading and writing to what actually matters: understanding, creating, and communicating amazing ideas.
And that brings us to a huge final question. For centuries, our education system has used how well someone can handle the printed word as a main way to measure intelligence. But if technology can completely level that playing field, what are we really measuring? Maybe it's time we stop focusing on how well someone decodes text and start appreciating the quality of the knowledge they express.